Good morning. Let's start on the floor. A little bit different than what we've been doing. I think last week I talked about rolling. And so we're going to start with just this nice big stretch here, big pencil stretch, kind of like when we're standing up and reaching for the ceiling. And let's take it a little bit gently side to side into crescent stretch. And before we feel like we're fish flopping on the floor, I want you to think about reaching as far as you can with your arms, reaching as far as you can with your feet, opposite directions. We're going to start with lower body. We're going to take one leg up and let it cross your body and let the weight of your leg and your hips roll you all the way over. So I want you to use just your lower body, not your upper body. And then we're going to do the same thing. You can bend your knee. You can lift your knee up. You want to cross over that other leg that's on the floor and let the weight of your hips and your legs roll you back over. So let's do that one more time. Going in the same direction, one leg up and over. And see if you can roll yourself without using your upper body. And then roll yourself back. And just because we can do it in one direction, it doesn't mean we can do it in both directions. So I'm just resetting my position here. And we'll go twice with the other leg. So one leg up, reach, reach, reach. My arms aren't doing anything. I'm not even pressing into the floor. You might need to, and that's okay. As we practice this, or as you practice this, if you practice this, the goal would be to rely only on your waist down for making this roll happen. You could have your arms anywhere. I find having them up here makes me less likely to want to use them. And then let's bring it back. Okay. So flip-flopping on the floor, lower body. Yep, people disappear. Parts of their bodies disappear off screen. We're going to switch to upper body rolling. Upper body rolling is a lot harder because you don't have the same mass in your upper body as you do in your lower body in terms of this. So when we were rolling with our legs, we were pretending we didn't have any upper body to work with. Now we're going to pretend there's no lower body, and that's a lot harder because we all want to hip with our hips to roll. So what we're going to do is take one arm up and reach across and reach, 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 shake your legs, make sure they're not pulling you. And you want to try to pull yourself across with your arm. If your feet end up crossing, that's the sign you're doing it right. And then we're going to take our elbow back, and this is the hard part. You're going to push through your knee just a little bit and get yourself back. The goal with this is to try to not use your legs, but to use mostly your upper body, your arms, and your core. This is how your core is integrating everything. We're going to reach up and across. Look at your armpit, look down, look where you want to go. Try not to use your legs. Roll over. And coming back, we're going to take our elbow up. Look at that elbow, look at that elbow. Try not to engage your legs. It's super hard. You're going to push down a little bit with your legs into the floor, with your feet into the floor, but not depending on them. So this is my weak spot. I'm still using my legs a little bit, but I'm talking you through it. Here we go. Let's go. Arm up, reach across. You're going to look down to your armpit and reach with that arm. Relax your legs. Reach. Keep looking down at the floor until you go all the way over. And then to come back, elbow up. Reach, reach, reach and twist. That big spinal rotations, thoracic rotations we've been working on. That's what you want. If your legs end up crossed, it means you weren't pushing through them. So let's go one more time in this direction and then we'll move on, I promise. Arm up, reach across, look down at your armpit, look down at the floor. You can even take your feet off the floor, but don't bend at the hips. Keep reaching with that arm all the way across. And then we'll bend that elbow, come back, over. And I pushed with my knees. And I would guess if I pushed with my knees, you pushed with your knees too. So something new, something fun to try. It really is all core, integrating upper body, lower body, figuring out which muscles you're using, which ones you're not. The upper body one, I think we'll come back to. Well, you can give me your feedback later, but the lower body is relatively easy just because we all have more mass in our lower leg and it's easier to swing a long lever over our bodies and move our body. It's a lot harder to do it with our arms. So I think for the rest of the month, we'll play with the upper body rolling and see if we can't work with our core and our torso and that rotational skill and make that rolling a little bit easier. So let's come onto our backs, back to our regular warm up. And bent knees, let's do 4 windshield wiper to bridge. So side, side, center, lift, side, side, center, lift, side, side, center, lift. Last one, side, center, lift. And kind of settle down on the floor, see what your back feels like. You want to check in that you can feel your vertebrae against the floor. You're not pressing down into it, but just, you know, it's there. Just bring your legs up into tabletop, arms up towards the ceiling as a post. Opposite arm and leg extend, keeping your back in that neutral position on the floor. You're not pressing, it's not pulling. Focusing on just one arm and leg moving at a time. Segmenting the body. Do one more set each side. Out, together, out, together. And the more you try to hold that spine neutral, the longer you do this, the more you're going to build that abdominal strength. Okay, let's roll over onto hands and knees. We're going to take one hand behind the head and just kind of feel what that rotation feels like after we've rolled. 3. Let's do 2 more. And switch sides. Down and up. Rotate. Think about keeping your hips nice and still. 2 more. And bring that hand down. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Let's tuck the tailbone around the spine. Push through your shoulders to the ceiling and tuck your chin. Going into cat. Coming into cow, we're going to start by pulling your head up, drawing your shoulder blades together, moving through your middle back, down into your lower back, and your tailbone comes up. If this is hard on your back, if you don't like being in an extended position, think about lengthening as much as you can from the crown of your head to your tailbone. So let's make it a little smoother. Tailbone, middle back, upper back, chin tuck, and reverse that. Untuck chin, shoulder blades together, middle back moves, low back comes up. One more time. And now, okay. So let's come into a plank and pike up into a down dog. Pedal out your feet just a little bit. Start waking up your calves and your ankles. Do about 4 more pedals. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back into that down dog. Lift up your hips. Push your heels down. And then let's glide into a plank. And let's pike it up. And bring it forward. Ankles and shoulders waking up. 4. Okay, this time we're gonna hold it up here. From here, we're gonna take 1 foot forward. So we're in our high lunge. So in this nice lunging stretch, drop your knee down, pick it up. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Hold that high lunging stretch. Add a rotation. And hold. Bring it down. Instead of bending the back knee, we're going to try straightening the front knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that back knee down. Come back onto hands and knees. Bring your other leg forward. Stretch that leg back, and we're on the other side. Okay, so get used to being on that nice stretch. Inner thigh stretching, hamstring stretching, calf stretching. Let's do 5 knee drops from the back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's reach up. You're turning towards the leg that's in front. Okay, nice big stretch on the back of that hip. Through the groin out to the heel. And let's bring it down. And let's go for 5. Let's try straightening the front leg 5 times. I'm not getting straight. I don't expect you to get straight. We're just waking everything up. 2 more. Bring that back knee down. Bring both knees down. Let's rock up onto our toes. So we're in a little frog squat. If you focus on pushing your heels down, you're going to get a nice big calf stretch. So we're just going to bounce here a little bit. If your knees can take it, if your ankles can take it. We're not staying here very long because then we're going to push through the floor with your hands and straighten up. Squeeze your legs together. Bring your hands onto your knees and roll it all the way up. And we're going to be standing for a little while. So let's swing our arms out. And twist. And come into a nice big straddle. Let's go side to side. Nice. And then back and center, let's do our shoulder drops. We have a bunch of back work coming up. Get our back and shoulders nice and warm. And let's roll it up. Let's do some ankle wiggles. So pointing your toe down, trying not to move from your hip. It's all from that ankle, lower part of your leg. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 1, and let's switch sides. So I'm going to rearrange the order here. We're going to start bouncing, but today we're going to do a little bit of single leg and then some other things that reinforce it. Excuse me if I keep looking at my notes, I rewrote it yesterday. So we're going to start, use something for balance if you need it. We're going to work on just finding the spring in one leg. Tuesday, we focused on both legs. Today, let's see what it feels like on one leg. You can make it balance or not. Just get springy. I'm not even lifting my heel up. And then we can make them little bouncy jumps if you're feeling up for it. And then we'll try side 2. First, maybe this is where you stay, just finding the spring in your legs. that you're not being so careful going down and so careful going up that you can bounce and release and recover into it. And then seeing if you can add a little propulsion and landing. Very little, especially on my left side, very little. Good. Circle out your ankles. It's much harder doing a single side. And then all we're gonna do is see, it's not all, there's nothing just about this. What we're gonna do is try to hop from side to side a couple of times, front to back a couple of times. And if all you're doing is keeping your heel down and getting that bouncy feel, stay there. If you want to progress, let's try it. Side to side. And then forward and back. Make sure you're sticking your landings. One more. Good. So that's what side one felt like. Let's see what side two feels like. Side to side. Oop. A little harder for me to stick on this side. So if you're looking for balance, don't watch me. And then let's go front to back. Front, back, front, back, front. Just a little bit, get the muscles used to it. So from here, this is where I change things. We're gonna grab one medium and heavy weight, a kettlebell. I have single dumbbell. Don't double up your dumbbells for these. Just do it single. Whew. We're gonna hinge into a deadlift. Keep your back nice and flat, come up, take the weight around the world. If all the world were in our hips, right? Here we go. And up, just pick up the pace a little bit. Get the momentum going with the weight around your body. Using a dumbbell, be very careful that you're not going to drop it on yourself when you make that hand transfer. Just a few more. One to the right for me. Last one to the left. Okay, now we're going to take the weight, but you can mirror me. Put it in your right hand, right foot back. If split squats, driving your knee straight down, are uncomfortable, take a wider stance. Find a comfortable place for your knee to be in. Your knee, I don't want it to be the limiting factor. So what we're going to do is just come down, bending both knees, rotate towards the front leg, and then come up and open up away from that front leg. So we're rotating down towards, up and away. This is really all about what your hips are doing, what your thigh bone is doing in your hip socket, getting that rotation in. And let's switch sides. Okay. So setting up, back leg is wherever you need it. You're definitely on railroad tracks, so you don't need to be on a tightrope for this. So we're going to drop down, rotate the upper body towards the front leg, come up, rotate away. Rotate down towards the front leg, away. There's no reaching. I've seen people do this. That puts a bend in your hips. I want you to think about just going right and left. In fact, you can even stand here and rotate without bending your knees. And your hips are still rotating internally, externally. Adding the bend, I think, helps you go into it a little bit deeper. So we'll do maybe 2, 3 more. Do the version that feels right to you. Excellent. And let's put that weight down. I'm going to grab a quick drink and we will move on. Okay. So we are going to, I reversed the order of things. I almost forgot a whole section of the workout. We need a flat band or tubing, something to pull on. We have 3 exercises. We're going to go through twice, and then we'll get into the main body of the workout. I need to rewrite my workout so I don't lose track of things. Here we go. Grab your band. We're going to start with the band behind your back. From here, you want to have your hand in the small of your back, your other hand right behind your neck. Careful of your ponytails. And without arching your back, you want to make sure you stay stacked. We're going to pull in both directions for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Adjust the band as you need to. You're in charge of how much tension you got. Pulling apart for 10. Top hand goes up, bottom hand goes down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Okay. Let's wrap the band around one hand. We're going to take it up to the ceiling. And we're going to do a straight arm pull down. So if the one arm is the post, hold it there. Just check in that you've got the right amount of tension. We're going to hold both arms up, a little bit shoulder width apart, and pull straight down. Elbow in towards your ribs. And good. Turning it around. Here we go. For 10 whoops. I need more slack. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm into half kneeling. We're going to wrap the band around one foot. Hopefully your band is long enough. You want to be sure when you pull on it that it's not going to pull out from under your foot. Okay. You want to be stacked, shoulder over hips over knees on the opposite side, and pull the band towards you. So if we just press out, this is called the Pallof press. We're going to lift up and add a lean. Bring it down and pull it in. It's okay if you want to stay here. It's okay if you want to do this. And it's a-okay if you want to add that pull. Listen to your body this morning. I'm going to do 2 more like this. And last one. Up. And let's switch sides. So the key with this is when the band is pulling, it's trying to pull you this way. It takes a little more effort to lean away. It takes effort just to stand stacked, shoulders over your knee. So from here, we're going to push, lift, pull, down, In, beautiful. Out, up, over. And getting everything in the upper body all in one, huh? Up, down. And let's do 2 more. Press, up, lean. Last one. Press it out. Lift it up. Pull it over. Back to the top. Out in front. All the way in. Let's put that band away safely. I think I said we were going to do that twice. I lied because I'm just looking at the clock saying, we have a lot more work to do. So grab a drink. We'll go a little heavier. We have coming up our kickstand. We're doing kickbacks, tricep kickbacks to an overhead press. Arms and shoulders. I feel like this month is all arms and shoulders. We're going to do curtsy lunge with our side raises. We have a 1-arm row. Go as heavy as you can. We're still going for 12 to 15 reps this week on everything. As the month goes on, if you're keeping the same weights, we're going to increase the reps. And if you are going for heavier weights, we're going to find out what the right rep range is for you to hit failure. So we'll do our 1-arm rows, and then we have our little Irish dance interlude for what it's worth. So grab the weights you need for kickbacks and overhead presses. It's a combined move, so you might want to stay a little bit lighter for doing so many repetitions. So we're going to hinge back, find that flat back. Set your shoulders so they're level. You're going to pull those elbows up, kick back with the rotation, bring them up into a press. Down, hinge back, kick back, and up. 2. Rotate. 3. 4. I'm not rotating on the overhead press this time, like we did on Tuesday. Sure, when you're moving, your back is staying flat, the movement's coming from your hips. Down, good, watching you. Beautiful. Feel it. No more. And rest. Okay, let the actually bend over. Make little circles with the weight in your hand. So let your shoulders stretch out a little bit. Go in both directions. We haven't done these in a long time. Feels good. And switching sides. Let side 2 stretch out. Okay. So going into curtsy lunges. I think, was it last time we curtsied and then came up to do a press? If you're doing them as you curtsy, that's fine. So let's go for 10 to 12 shoulder raises, however many curtsies that is to get you there, okay? So curtsy down. It's gonna go a little faster if you're doing it this way. If you wanna take a break and do it in the middle, that's fine too. There's no rush. The weights get a little heavy, bend your elbows. Good. Everyone looks great. Let's put those weights down. We're gonna do the one arm row a little bit heavier. I'm gonna grab a quick drink. My room is, for some reason, very warm. Okay, so setting up. Braced on a chair, on a table, furniture, on a bench, shoulders level, going for 12 to 15 reps. When you get to 12 to 15, just feel free to go around and do the side too. I just increased my weight today. So I'm stopping at 12. If you're going to 15, take your time. Set up and go on side 2 when you're ready. And then you're all done. Stand up and swing your arms. And when I see you all, there's no rush. We're just swinging our arms out, stretching our backs. Twist. Ready to get bouncy on your feet again. Really is more of a brain thing, I think, than anything else. But let's cross forward and cross back. Cross forward, cross back. Stay on one side and see if you can lift up between the steps. We're going to be here for about 15 seconds on one side. Make it as fast or as fancy as you want. 2 and 1. Going to the other side. And let's hit it. 15 seconds here. Get used to crossing forward and crossing them back. Hips moving. We're doing a lot of rotational work. Not going heavy leg work today. 3, 2, and 1. Come to one side of your rug or your room or your space. And let's do crossovers, forwards and back, across your room, and then back. So you have different legs leading. One more time. Good. And rest, grab a drink. And we will go back to our kickbacks to overhead presses after I have a drink. Alrighty, round 2. Last time you have to do this week. Hinging back, shoulder blades retracted, elbows up, kick back to overhead press. Hinge, kick, and press. Make sure your hips are doing the lifting. You're keeping it out of your back. I'm going to do about 2 more. Back and up. Let's do a little bit side bend. Give your shoulders a little stretch. Then we'll go into our curtsy lunges. So curtsy and raise. If you're on a different pattern, ignore me. This is not what I did the first round. Eight. Two more. Woo. Nice work. Shake your arms out. Shoulders don't get a break today. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. You're doing our rows. Start non-dominant, especially if you're pushing your weight. Start non-dominant because whatever your non-dominant side can do, you're going to match with your dominant side, especially if there's a significant difference. So if you can do 15 to 20 on your right, but you can only get to 8 to 10 on your left, focus on the left side and get it stronger so it matches the right, instead of always emphasizing what the strong side can do. Let the weaker side catch up. So here we go. 2. Pull with those back muscles, don't just pull with your biceps. See if you can feel your shoulder blade moving. And when you get to your target number, or the number that you can get to with good form before you lose it, remember that number and switch sides. And then let's put that heavy weight away. Take your arms out. Let's do our karaokes or grapevine or crossovers, whatever you want to call them. Let's go twice back and forth. So let your arms move, let your shoulders relax. Light on your feet. Feels good to move everything. Good. And then let's do our crossover, press back, press over, press back. Hands doing whatever feels right to you. 5 more seconds. And then we switch sides. Ready, and switch. And 5 more seconds. And rest. Nice work. It's a fun little break. Grab a drink. We're going to be down on the floor. We are doing body weight except for one thing, which is shoulders. So let me adjust my camera. We are going to do the half kneeling overhead press. Adjusted too far. So half kneeling, the weight is going to be on the side where your leg is down. Okay. I want you to flex that toe in the back and press it into the floor. So you're pressing through the front leg, pressing through your back toes. And from here, we are going to do the rotation. So you're going to start with your palm facing you. And as you press up, rotate away. More. 11 and 12. We've been doing a lot of shoulders today. If you're finding your shoulders are pooping out early, that's fine. You do you. Stop when you need to stop. Stop when you feel like you can't do it with good form anymore. And you'll get stronger. It'll get easier. And here we go. Let's do side 2. So nice tall posture, ribs over hips, and press. You notice when you get tired, you're going to want to lean. Avoid that. Don't do it. This is my last one. Because I don't think I can do any more with good form. Now let's put that puppy down. And we're going to come into a seated position. Have a seat on the floor. Let's just pull back against your knees, your back round, and straighten. Little seated cat-cow on the floor. And then let's find those postural muscles yet again. Feet are out in front of you. Knees pressing down towards the floor so your legs are locked out. You feel your quads engaging. Your choice if you're propped up a little bit or if you're pressing forward, engaging your core this way. Let's go for 10 lifts and trying not to lean back if you can help it. Go up. And when you get to 10, we get to go to the other side. 10. And 1. Good. Shake those legs out. Let's come over into a push-up position. Toes or knees, your choice. I think at this point, with my shoulders feeling the way they feel, I'm going to stay on my knees. And we're going to do push-ups to shoulder tap. So 1 push-up, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. You want to stay as braced as you can through your hips and your core. So you're not rocking too much side to side. If you are, take your knees a little wider. 2, tap, tap, 3, tap, 4. And if any time the push-ups are too much, just keep going with the taps. Tap, tap. 2 more. And come back into child's pose. Coming onto your side. We're going to do leg lifts. If your shoulders are pooped, you can stay nice and low and don't even come up into a side plank. Your shoulders are feeling all right. Let's come to a bent knee. Elbow right under your shoulder, press down and lift up. You can also do this from a full side plank. From here, kick back like you're trying to get your top leg in line with your bottom foot and lift up for 5, 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot back forward. Let's do 3 circles. One way, 3 circles the other. And bring it down, and we'll flip it around. So side plank or side lying. You determine how much work you're getting in today. All up to you. Let's go for 10 lifts. 9, 10. Kick back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. 3 circles one way and 3 the other way. Woo-hoo-hoo. And bring it down. Pull your knees in. Catch your breath. And then we're going to do that one very quick set all over again. A lot less talking this time so we get through it. Okay. The big one. The shoulder press. So pressing into your back toe. Short set. We're going to go for, if you did 12 last time, let's do 6. If you did 10, let's do 5. 6. And flipping around, switching sides. Not going so fast you lose form and get hurt, but fast enough that we can get through this. Ooh. 2. Nice and fluid. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Put your weight down safely. Come to a seated position. Find your postural stance on your hands with your arms out, legs locked, knees down, toes up. Let's try up and over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Starting to cramp towards the end there. Cramping is normal. We're making that muscle concentrate. It's really concentrated contraction there. 10 on the other side. Staying nice and tall. 8, ouch, 9, and 10. Shake those legs out. Maybe let's roll over. Press up. I'm turning red, you don't have to turn around. We're going to go into our push-ups with the shoulder taps. We're going to do 5 of them. Nice form. As low as you can take them all the way down. And tap, tap, down. 2, 3. That's 5. Oh, onto our sides. Side lying or side plank. If you're feeling up for it, try doing this from a full plank. Let's go for 10 leg lifts. 8, 9, 10. Whoops, my feet are sliding. I'm going to go up to my knee. Take your foot back, 5 lifts to the back. Come back to center. 3, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 3. Side 2, we are almost done. 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, 2, 1. And my feet are really slippy today. So let's come to bent knee, kick it back for 5, 3, 2, 1. Bring your leg back in line, 3 circles one way, and 3 the other way. And come all the way down on your back. And we are done with the work. Woohoo! Nice job. Let's just rock side to side. So maybe let's come into a happy baby to start. Give your back a little massage on the floor. Rock from side to side. And if your happy baby wants to become a little ninja, you can try straightening one side, bring it in, straighten the other. Oh, my legs don't want to straighten today. That's okay. Every day feels different. Let's do one more on each side. Or rock a little bit more in happy baby, whatever position you're in. It's all good. Let's roll over onto your side. And we'll do a pretzel. So let's take the top knee up all the way towards your chest. Hold on to it with your bottom arm. Bottom leg is straight. We're going to reach forward and then open like a book. Get a nice big stretch across your hips, your abs, your shoulders, your chest. Ooh, everything we've been working. See if you can melt that shoulder down to the floor. And see if you can turn your head in that direction and keep the stretch. And as you're breathing, see if you can think about expanding your ribs all the way around. Nice big deep breaths. And then let's come out of this. I'm going to pivot around. You can just roll over to the other side. I don't mind having your backs towards me, but I'd like to see you. So let's keep that top knee tucked up towards your chest, holding onto it, the bottom arm. Reach forward and open up. Use your breath, excuse me, use your breath on the exhale. See if you can melt that shoulder all the way down to the floor. And then gently release your leg and roll onto your back. Come into a quick pencil stretch. This is where we started this morning. No more rolling. Just make yourself nice and long. Take your legs to one side and your arms to one side. Let your lats have a nice big stretch. Lats and rhomboids. Did a lot of work today. And come back to center. Let's go to the other side. Maybe you feel that stretch all the way down through your hip. And come back to center. Let's cross your legs, knee over knee. Hug them both in, let your back relax onto the floor. And tip a little bit in the direction your top foot is going. So my left foot's on top, I'm going to tip to the right. Just let your hip have a nice big stretch. We did a lot of hinging today. And let's switch legs. So right over left this time, dipping a little bit to the left. Bring your hands behind your thighs, roll it up to sitting. Take your time. We have a few minutes left, so let's kind of keep that full body stretch moving, come into a Z sit. Let's use one arm as a post, and we'll reach across towards that post. Back, and then up and over. And then let's come down. Try to flip your legs around without using your hands if you can. Set the post on the other side. And we'll go up and over on side 2. And let's do one more. So come into a comfortable seated position. I'm comfortable on my knees. You may or may not be. And take your hands behind your back and pull down. And look down. See if you can pull your hands up. And I'm going to come into a cross-legged position. So if you're already there, stay there. Let's do a tricep stretch. And then lean away from the arm that you're stretching. So my right arm is getting stretched. I'm leaning to the left. And let's switch sides. Let's bring our arms down, roll our shoulders. Spin your arms. Everything's still connected. You guys did awesome. It's not an easy workout, different workout, but not an easy workout. So bravo. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday.